Hello, hello, and welcome to Presence Practice with Poonam and Parker. Hey, Poonam.
Hey, Parker. Good to see
Hello,
you,
you too.
as always.
So, a question from a viewer. How do I balance intent with allowing things to be as they are? I'm going to make an assumption since they're not here that when they say, how do I balance intent with allowing things to be as they are? I'm going to make an assumption that they're saying, how do I balance doing? Almost how do you balance doing and being? And intent is different from impulse. So if allowing things to be as they are, which is ta ta ta, right? The suchness of life. So we balance it by returning to it again and again. And it's like a rubber band that stretches and it does not return to its original size. That's what happens when we are always in touch with stillness, the stillness within, the stillness around us, the pervasiveness of stillness under every sound. So we touch that, and the more frequently we touch that space, whether you have a regular meditation practice or not, you can feel that space there, here. And then it doesn't mean that we don't do anything. It means that we get up and we do it. If it's coming from a deeper place, you can, because your energy field is clear. You don't feel like the thought you had is creating this behavior because I'm having anxiety and I want to get rid of it. And I need to go fix something or do something to get rid of it, or I want things to be different, or I have a whole life vision, a whole plan for my future. And it doesn't mean that you don't that those ideas don't come to you. They come from a much deeper place. How do I balance intent with allowing things to be as they are? So we take action and we let things be as they are. We don't seek for them to be otherwise. We fully surrender to what is. And then we might have a vision, something that pulls us. And that impulse is clean then. When we just move towards it. And we can intend to it, but we also, there's no clinginess, right? We could have today's schedule may look like this, but if we cling to that schedule being exactly like this, it's a recipe for more anxiety. Because if it doesn't go this way, then we cause oftentimes reactivity and emotional reactivity. And the same is true if it goes exactly the way. We could start celebrating and getting, seduced by more attractive thoughts. I'm talking about no thought whatsoever and moving from there. Then correct action will always be correct. It doesn't matter what the world thinks. It will be correct, and you will absolutely move with that kind of sincerity and conviction. And the conviction isn't clinging to something, it is inspired in spirit. You're then in spirit. What do you think? This is a nice question. It's a little bit unclear, so we're doing our best with it. I like the topic.
I'm going to do my best with it as well, since we're making a lot of assumptions. Balancing intent with the way things are. So does that mean that I am in resistance with the way things are? I couldn't tell from the question.
Let me ask the question again. How do I balance intent with allowing things to be as they are? Those are two separate things, and I think that's why it's a tricky question, because things are as they are and we're completely surrendered to it, completely surrendered. And only you know, or any of us personally, only we know what course of action is right. Eckhart says this all the time, and many teachers have. It's never about what we do, it's our state of consciousness while we're doing it.
So the example I can give is a few years back, I don't know if people remember, there was volcanic ash in somewhere in Europe, maybe Iceland or UK, and because of the volcanic ash, all flights were canceled for maybe a week or 10 days or so. And Eckhart ended up having a retreat during that time. So people had to take buses or train or whatever method to get to the retreat, right? So you may be intending, so what is your intention? Your intention is to get to the retreat or have a smooth journey to a retreat. But what did nature create for you is the volcanic ash, right? So how are you going to balance your intent? The other meme that floats around is life is an adventure. It's not a package tour that he uses, right? As an example of this, look at life as an adventure. Yeah, I have an intention that I'm going to go this way, but then there can be volcanic ash, and maybe now I have to take a train ride or get a car and not take a flight right to my destination, or even cancel. Like if you're in the United States and you're trying to travel to Europe and your flight got canceled, there is no train. At least within Europe, you can take a train or a bus or a car and just travel from country to country. But if you're in the US, other than getting on a boat, some kind of ship and shipping yourself to Europe, you're not going to get there. So there could be a potential that you don't even make it to the retreat, right? So that's the way it is. So that's how you balance
So
it. You know that you are going to intend to a certain thing. And that's why I love the way Byron Katie, when she says loving what is, it is loving what is, right? She never says, I'll meet you on so and so date. The way she frames the sentences, I will meet you on so and so date. The present moment will let us know if we meet for sure. Something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, right? The present moment is going to determine whether we meet or not.
I love that, because I think that that is what this questioner is asking. How do you balance intent with allowing things to be as they are? So really what they're saying is, how do I not try to control the outcome? And that's the answer that you just gave. Beautiful. Really nice, Poonam.
Thank you.